Good morning, Pulsicans. How are we doing today out there in crypto land? Are you guys enjoying the dip? I am. Man, the gurus are telling us the top is in. What do you think? Is the top in, guys? This is it? That's what Rand said this morning. I saw that. Or maybe it was yesterday he said it. The top is in, guys. Man, talk about clickbait. The absolute most bullish crypto cycle is upon us with literally you can front run the United States government on your buys right now. Think about that. You get the front run Donald Trump. Ridiculous. You're still front running Wall Street in the ETFs, but the top is in. I can't believe it, man. The clickbait is insane out there. Or if people actually believe that, literally, they should just click sell and leave. Like, if you believe the top is in because we are down 10%, 15%, I mean, I think Pulse might be down like, I don't know, 10%, something like that. We'll go look at the chart here in a second. But like, if you really think the top is in, like, then one, you're a retail pleb, and two, you have no delayed gratification, long-term mindset, or have been doing any kind of market study, analyst. I consider myself a student of the market cycle. That's like one of the biggest things that I advocate here on this channel. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. It's the most important thing in crypto is market cycles. Beyond anything, never, ever bet against the cycle. The cycle's king. If you're saying the top is in my opinion, you're betting against the cycle. It's absolutely retarded. I don't fall for the clickbait, guys. And if you really believe that, then just click sell. Just hit sell and leave, man. Just click, get your hardware wallet. Hopefully you have your assets on a hardware. Maybe you don't. If you really think the top is in, you probably don't even have your assets on a hardware wallet. You're probably one of those guys. You're probably not even using Rabby. You're probably using MetaMask. Like that. That's the guy who thinks the top is in. I mean, absolutely asinine what I'm seeing. But hey, I get it. People want crypto to go straight up to the moon without any pullbacks. I mean, I think Hex on its, and you guys can correct me. I see you're in the chat, Brizology, and I know you know. Hex on its way up to 10,000X had like, I don't know, like 10 or 11 pullbacks of 80% or more. Is that accurate? Can you guys help me with those numbers? I remember when Richard used to talk about it on his streams. Like what do you expect is going to happen when you're on a moon mission of a 10,000X? Even if it's a moon mission of 100X, you're going to have pullbacks. So you're going to have lots of them. And so it's just interesting how that reshakes a lot of people's resolve, and they want to exit out. Like, man, look, the only asset class that I know that does not have any volatility, and it has some, is real estate, right? Like real estate, you have these like 18-year cycles, and they have very little volatility in the cycles where like if you have a 20% correction in the A markets being like California, Arizona, Utah, Oregon, Washington, these are A markets. They have the highest volatility because that's also where you get the highest appreciation in your real estate. Like, so if you have 20% drop over the course of a couple of years, that's massive in real estate. And so your volatility is very null. So like there's your other option, guys. If you want to go and if you think the top is in, click sell on your portfolio and go buy real estate. Right? There's your other option. Although I think a real estate crash is coming here in the next year or two. So I still feel like we are closer to the top than we are to the bottom in real estate, where in crypto, it's the opposite. We're closer to the bottom than it is the top. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So let's go check out the secret chart. That's why you guys come here, because I know you have the faith. You look at the bigger picture. You take a step back and you look at Pulse on the weekly against ETH, because that's what's important, in my opinion. That's what's important, because I know ETH is going to do phenomenal this cycle. Not financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet. who likes to speculate on his own money. But you can see here, W is playing out perfectly. Pulse is actually going up against ETH because ETH's getting smashed right now. No big deal on that. I mean, not getting smashed. I don't know what the price of ETH is. I'm gonna check it real quick for you guys, just so I know. I am up. ETH is getting smashed a little bit. It's $3,600. Wow. So for ETH, that's pretty huge. So yeah, I mean, ETH's going down faster than Pulse Chain's going down. Oh, come on. I'm about to stop screen sharing and share again. That did not work, guys. Sorry about that. And where is my computer? Is running so slow today. Let me get the stream back. I got to get you guys back. I can't even get you guys alone. There we go. You're back. Anyways, I guess I'm not going to be switching over to the price charts today because it's being awfully laggy. Hey, Pulse is holding its own against Ethereum, which is why it's going up against ETH because ETH is going down. This is how that goes. So I feel like we are doing well. Hex is holding its own too. Obviously, Hex is, we hit over 3 cents there a few days ago. And then now we're back at like 2.7 cents. Like, guys, we are in a great spot. I am truly blessed to be on this journey with you guys where we're on this mission to the moon, maybe to Mars, not even to the moon. We're going to Mars, guys. I don't care what anyone says. That's where this ecosystem is going because it is powerful, because this is the best community in crypto, bar none. I don't care what anyone says. And you guys make the asset, not the code. It's a Sami saying. I can't take credit. But let's visit the chat, see what you guys are doing. Red Squirrel, oi. How we doing, bro, man? Red Squirrel, number 1. Look at this. First. And Brizology is saying he was first. Oh, no, dude. On my end, it shows that Red Squirrel was first. So, yeah. But for you, Brizology, you are considered up there with first because you're usually last. You're usually the top of the hour of the show, man. Winding things down, calling the top. So I appreciate you, sir, for being here. My man, as always. Let me know, dude. I'll be out in Arizona in a week for a month. I'd love to hook up with some of those guys out, some people in Arizona, some people in California, guys who are around. I would love to meet up with some Hexicans and Pulsicans. I might do some skiing over in California. Let me know, bro. Maybe we can hook up. That'd be really cool. Second is nothing to be ashamed of, Briz. I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I was told that anything that's not first is last. Right? That's what I was told, man. Perks of crypto. Good day. Good day to you, sir. Welcome to the stream. Steve D, what up, fam? How are we feeling today? What's going on, Steve D? Surf and Coin. I like your name, man. Surf and Coin. You come out to Puerto Rico, man. We get good surf out here on certain parts of the island. You'd enjoy it. Good day to all. Taylor, Pulse Chain coins hold up incredible well. They are. Jesus, it is incredible. I didn't know ETH was getting so smashed until I started streaming with you guys. Saw how much. It's because ETH is just getting smashed right now. It's incredible how well our ecosystem is holding up against the blue chip. It's phenomenal. Less leverage. Oh, there's less leverage and pairing with the rest of crypto. Good during these times. Although we have some leverage, right? We have the Fame guys over there in the protocol they built. I'm a big advocate of the Fame and Fiat and Buck and their whole system. But obviously, when people lose on a short there, it's not going to rock the whole ecosystem. Where in Bitcoin and crypto, I think I saw on Twitter there was over. You guys could correct me. It was over $1 billion. No, maybe, yeah, it was over $1 billion that was liquidated. So a lot, right? Which is going to, have a cascade effect to the downside when people start getting liquidated. So, yeah, that's a very good point, Taylor. Hey, gang, Lunacy Point, how are you doing? If you're not first, you're last, man. That's what I was always told. You got to be on your best game every day. You got to show up first. You got to wake up early in the morning. And thought me and Frank row, man. That's how we do it. Hess Glenn. Hi, all. Guys, you guys didn't comment. How many? I want to know. How many 80% plus dips did Hex have on its first 10,000X? Come on, Briz. I know you know. Frank, maybe you know. I don't know. Any of you OGs? Oh, Super Hex in the chat. Super Hex. Do you know how many 80% dips Hex had on his first 10,000X? Inquiring minds want to know because people are fudding all over Twitter. And it's stupid. Greed of crypto. Where are you at on the probability RH is behind P dying? Man, not very high. It's just that's where I'm at, man. I think it's a narrative. It's a strong narrative. It's a very strong narrative. And guys, you know, the money's made in narratives in crypto, right? Like I talked about this yesterday. The fact that Donald Trump is going to add Bitcoin to his balance sheet, the United States balance sheet, right? The reserve, right? And help use that to pay off the national debt, right? That's a narrative. That's a narrative. And look what Bitcoin's doing, right? We touched 103,000. Some bigger players are selling it off right now, but like that narrative is extremely strong. Now, will it come true? Like, yeah, probably, or maybe not. I don't know. I have no freaking clue. Nor do I care. All I care is the narrative's there and it's pushing the price up. This is the same thing with this. It's the exact same thing with this. Like, I don't care if it's true or not. That narrative is powerful. It's going to keep pushing the price up of PDI. I really believe that. Now, is he behind it? I don't know. I don't think so. That's me. That's just me, right? I don't think it's true. But it's a freaking strong narrative, man. I'll tell you that. And so I have a bag of PDI, right? Like, it's not like my biggest bag. It's not part of my core holdings. Like, some people are making this part of their core holdings now. That's fine. If you want to do that, it's your money. You know, I don't give financial advice on the show. I'm just a dude on the internet who speculates on his money, tries to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship mindset and maybe some health stuff once in a while. But you want to add it to your core bags and make it one of your biggest positions, go ahead, man. It ain't going away. I know that. And so it's just not for me, man. I mean, I have a bag, right? I have a bag, and it's a good size bag. It's not like tiny, but it's not as big as my core positions either. What up, Corey? Good to see you. Yeah, you too, Super Hex, man. You put a lot of good content out. You guys, if you're not subscribed to Super Hex, you should be, because it's positive content, man. I love you guys out there putting the good word of Hex out there, the good word of Pulse Chain, and not, spewing toxicity all over Twitter like I see so many other people doing. Like, let's promote this stuff in a positive way, and you do a good job of doing that, Super Hex. Thank you. Only 3? I think it's more than that, man. And Richard's talked about it multiple times on his stream. Yeah, I might have to go do some research. There's that. Someone created an AI where you could ask this AI and it would go and search all Richard's videos for the answer. That would be, I got to find that too, because that would be really cool to use right now and go ask and see. Because he's definitely mentioned it on his live streams. 9, don't quote me. See, I feel like that might be more a little more accurate. Is that it's up there in that range, which is a lot, man. I mean, it took a year and a half for it to do its 10,000X. That means like every other month, if it's 9, right, or every 2 months or so, you're getting a freaking massive dip, massive sell off. Like, guys, this is how crypto works. I can't believe some of the bigger influencers are saying the top is in. Yeah, maybe it's a 40-60%, which is still pretty big. Like 60%, man, that's like what 10,000 is today is only 5,000 tomorrow. Like that's a big dip, right? That's a big dip. 6 dips. The last dip was my 7th. So 6 is what you're saying. Name the guru. It's Rand, man, over there on Crypto Banter. I think it was yesterday or today. I don't know. I saw the thumbnail floating around on Twitter. I'm like, what the hell is this like asshole saying? Come on, man. The top is in, and I'm not gonna go watch it. I'm sure it's clickbait. Right? It's just clickbait. But then again, I mean, what does he really believe? I don't know. 80 plus dips, not many. Really? Maybe, yeah. Okay, CryptoLim. Maybe it was only 3, like Super Hex said. And then maybe it's more like 9, what Frank said, with 40 to 60% dips, which I guess that would make sense too, which is it's still a lot, right? Like, guys, we're dipping 10% today. Ooh. Depends where you got your info, Frank. Yeah. If you own PHEX, you're an OG. Congrats and stay alive. I own PHEX, man. It's my biggest bag. Wasn't always my biggest bag. Pulse used to be my biggest bag. And I didn't sell Pulse or ratio trade it. It's that when PHEX bottomed, you guys know the story. 2 people. We got Dylan from over the Fiat team. Love that guy. He posted a rap video or a rap song about Hex right at the bottom, man. He nailed the bottom perfect. And then at the same time, 0x Steph also called the bottom, and I went pretty heavy. I was going to do a pretty heavy DCA anyways that day. And instead of breaking it up across all the cores, I put it all in PX, and it was the bottom. I don't know. I never know. I keep shit simple, man. But I was like, hey, that song got me pumped that Dylan made. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go buy all Hex today. It's a great song. And sure enough, man, it was the bottom. So, but yeah, I've been holding PHEX since day one, man. I've been around since the fork. I came in crypto Bigfoot. Not that I'm very proud of it during the Pulse X sacrifice, right? And man, I got burnt on it. Put over 6 figures in that bitch. And I had to DCA the bottoms to get my cost basis down. That's what I had to do. The show is better than crypto banter. You don't sell out. Keep it up. DeFi, crypto lines of Corey Geary. That's right, man. We keep it real around here. We talk about Pulse Chain and everything in Pulse Chain. I do participate in some stuff outside of Pulse Chain. We talk about that once in a while. Also, my lottery bags, right? Part of my lottery bags. We talked about it yesterday. I got a lottery ticket in Citus. That was like a premier gaming coin last cycle that freaking ran hard, and it's kind of like a blue chip gaming coin now. And I think it could do well this cycle. I don't know. We'll see, man. I got a bullet in there. It's over on ETH. We'll see. But yeah, mainly 95% of probably 98% of my portfolios in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. And about 90% of the economic value is in RH assets. Red Squirrel, second place is first loser. That is accurate, Brizology, but you were second place up there. I got to go back to the top. It was Red Squirrel's number 1, man. I don't know. Briz. Icosa is better than Ink, Briz. Oh, shit, bro. Shots fired to Brizology. I like Icosa, man. I saw Hans did a tweet this morning, and I respect Hans, guys. I like Hans. I mean, I don't you have your opinions about him. I don't care. I like him. He does good TA. I feel like he's one of the best TA guys we have in our ecosystem. And Icosa had just left value, right? When he was charting it, doing a technical analysis, it's just now leaving value, but it's still undervalued versus Hex. And so, like, it's still a good buy if your goal at the end of the movie is obviously to get more Hex. Icosa could still be a good buy. Not financial advice, just a dude on the internet speculates on his own money. I got bags of Icosa, man. I have bags of it. I participated in Icosa since day one, and then of course there was like multiple dollars in, but I've dollar cost averaged my way down too in that asset, and I've got they're pretty good sized bags for me. So and that's what I will do is I will use Icosa to accumulate more Hex, and for Ink, man. If Ink goes and does another freaking massive run and goes to $80 like it did in the early days, well, I'll be using that to accumulate more Pulse. That's my although it is a blue chip for me or core asset, Ink is, but at the end of the movie, man, I think Pulse is going to be the one that's it might be a late bloomer, but I think it's going to be the one that's going to be the most explosive at the end of the movie. I think Hex will lead the charge, and Hex will be massively explosive because it's our Bitcoin. It's the ecosystem's Bitcoin. It's who we are. It's why Pulse Chain's here, and so it will lead the charge. And then I think Pulse will be last. But I think Pulse will do amazing gains in the end of the movie. Not financial advice, guys. just me speculating, and I could be totally effing wrong, which is why I hold all of it. That's why I hold all of it. Yeah, man, you guys can be fighting it out over Ink versus Icosa. I bet Brizology holds some Icosa. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. Disneyland, man, that's out in California, guys. That's far. Go to Disney World, Florida. It's over here by Puerto Rico. It's not too far from me. I'll meet you guys. Meet the Star Wars ride. It's Hex Search IO took. Oh, dude, I'm writing that down. I would try to do it while I'm streaming, but my computer is crap on me. I couldn't even pull the charts up. Hex Search, that's it, man. That is, yeah. I saw people using that, asking it questions, and it goes in and finds like all the. It goes through all the RH videos to find the answer, which is really cool. So yeah, I like that. Bridge says he's got stakes out for 15 years, accumulating Icosa. Dude, that's Hedron, bro. All right, Crypto Bigfoot. Maybe Brizology does not have Icosa. Because he's getting the two mixed up. Because that's Hedron, man. And in my opinion, that 10x multiplier should have never been given out. Ooh. 10x multiplier should have only given out to people who made new HSI stakes. That was the big oopsie on the Hedron coin launch, in my opinion. That's why it got crushed to oblivion, because you OGs took all the value out. Just fine. It just means that he's going to have to figure something out, because it's not valuable anymore, and you can't use it for what it was intended to be used for. And that's why he's probably creating V2. And that should be coming out anytime now. He did an announcement, like, I don't know, it was like a week or two ago, that everything's going along fine and it be out shortly, right? So it'll be interesting to see how all this stuff performs, the new game theory that's behind it. I know, like, if you own Icosa or Hedron Briz, let's see, these are two different assets, bro. They're two different assets. But if you own either one of them on the Ethereum side, or whether it be Pulse Chain side, they both turn in 1-to-1 for the new contract. And so, yeah, that's why during a lot of the bear market, when Icosa was getting wrecked, and once I heard that information, we knew this information months ago. It's funny how some people are just now realizing it I see on Twitter, people talking about it, but we knew this information months ago, and I was buying Icosa when I was doing my dollar cost averaging back then, when it was like 80%, 90% cheaper than the Icosa side. Now they're not a parity, but they're pretty close. So yeah, man. So Crypto Bigfoot's right. Yeah. So, well, cool, guys. What else we got going on besides the freaking PDI narrative? I mean, that's about the only thing that seems to be going on in our ecosystem that's freaking everyone won't stop talking about. Every time I go on freaking YouTube, that's like every single show right now is PDI. Like Sami, man. I love Sami, but every damn show right now is about PDI. I'm like, damn, bro, I don't want to like hear about PDI for another freaking 4 hours today. My God, it's a narrative, man. And if it's true, so be it. Like I said, I got a bag. I don't care. I was taking my Hedron and getting Icosa. It don't get you much, man. You had to buy it. Like, I was getting 40% APY. And I had some pretty good sized bags of Hedron. I was staking it, but Icosa, man, I think it's going to be the main winner when the new contract launches. Not financial advice. Once again, not financial advice. So, well, cool, guys. Well, I guess I'll wind it down, go grab a lunch, just checking in with you guys, see how's everyone feeling. I like the fact that, yeah, we are not dipping hard, man, in comparison to the rest of the market. In fact, Hex has just been holding. I mean, it's been holding its own for weeks now. And anytime things start going back up again, Hex just leads the charge, man. I had a lot of recency biases when, coming out of this bear, and I was thinking, like, if we get 10 cent Hex, that would be absolutely amazing. You know, it hits a nice number in my portfolio that does really well. But man, I think 10 cent hex now is conservative. I think some of the Moon Boy price targets, not super Moon Boy, like freaking, you know, the guys last cycle calling for $8,000 hex. That was just retarded, getting everyone wrecked. Stake 5555 is going to 8,000, dude. Thanks for getting everyone wrecked. Come play again next cycle. Um, but man, I think it's got some good price targets built in for this cycle. We'll see, man. I think some of the moon math could be end up being accurate. And yeah, don't cheat your bags too early as we're going up. Even if you know you have these dips, you know, 40%, 60%, 80% super hex. We had 3, which is that's probably accurate, right? And then a bunch of 60%. And then don't cheat your bags, like buy back in and try to accumulate more and play in that game. Unless you're doing that like how Hans does. He has a trading bag. His trading bag is only to go and accumulate more of the thing, right? And but it's like a portion of his portfolio, and then he's got a large part of his portfolio that's built out for just hodling. Because there's gonna be times you're gonna be wrong. The TA is not gonna be right. You know, what TA is going to tell me that there's going to be 317,000 Ethereum that likes to buy our stuff? There's no TA that tells me that, right? There might be some TA that could tell me that Gary Gensler is about to get fired or let go on January 20th, because we have the information and we might be able to see some of this build up on the chart. So that TA could be something that happens. You might be able to predict that. But yeah, just be careful. Don't cheat your bags. Hold on. You guys have kept the faith all through this cycle. You guys have been here rocking and roll with me through thick and thin, man. And boy, when I say thin, it was thin. In fact, I'll tell the story. I tell the story all the time on the show, but I can't tell it enough. When I moved to Puerto Rico, so I came out here in the beginning of 2023. Just for a real estate event, and I was curious in how many Hexicans lived on the island. So I did a tweet, and I met up with a bunch of Hexicans here in Puerto Rico, and I was like, "Hey, this seems like a pretty cool deal. I don't pay taxes. I can live on a tropical island. Great. Let's go back home and convince my wife." And so I go back home, and I'm like, "Hey, honey, here's this cool Puerto Rico thing. You want to do it?" She's like, "Oh, well, let's go out there and live there for a month," which I recommend any of you guys do. And like, if you're actually thinking about moving to a whole new culture, like go do a test run. Go spend a month in an Airbnb or 2 months in an Airbnb. See what it's like to go grocery shopping. See what it's like to get an Uber. See what it's like to get your haircut, right? The things that we take advantage of, take for granted every day. And so I was like, okay, let's go out there, stay at an Airbnb. And we're out here doing the Airbnb thing for about a month and a half and make the decision to do it. We're like, okay, let's do it. Let's fly back home, spend 2 weeks, get all our stuff, come back. Before I go home, I get us a house. I put the down payment. I lock up, like I get the car. Like I'm getting all ready. And then we go home. And while I'm at home, this is where it sucked. When I was at home, I remember the day I was standing in front of the kitchen island in my house there in Phoenix, which technically it's in Chandler. Do you guys want to know? Like, I don't care. I'm doxxed. It doesn't matter. But I was standing in my house and opened my phone up that morning, and that's when the SEC hit RH with the news, and the price charts were tanking the freaking zero. At least I felt like they were going to zero. They didn't go to zero. And man, my stomach, and my stomach fell through the floor. I feel like I wanted to throw up. And I was like, man, what do I do? Do I pull the plug here on Puerto Rico and everything and just stay home and freaking go back to doing real estate every day? I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. We're moving to Puerto Rico. We're going to follow through the plan. There's a reason why God put us on this trajectory. We're going to go out and follow through, and we'll just see what happens at the end. And that's what I did. I came out here, and even when I was out here, man, I was firing big clips in there at the bottom. It was rough, guys. So yeah, thick and thin. That was some of the thin. That was tough, man. And some of the guys who kept my resolve, besides streaming helped because I get plugged in with you guys and I get to talk with you in the chat and we get to kind of like bond a little bit, even though it's virtually. But some of the streamers who really kept my resolves, like Randy Hilarski was freaking phenomenal, man. I watched him every night religiously. Loved his attitude towards life, towards crypto. And so it helped keep my resolve. Plus, Sami at the time. Sami was putting out some amazing content. He helped me keep my resolve. And so, yeah, it was tough going, man. A lot of these 10% dips, man, are for freaking ants. Like, go get bent. 10% dip. Where were you last year when the SEC freaking hit us with the freaking Wells? This is nothing. Oh my God. Let's go. This is a dip for ants, guys. Come on. Don't be a peg tart. Let them, Red Squirrel, let them be peg tarts. It's part of the narrative. I do have a bag. Like, I want my bag to go to the moon, right? It's a meme coin for me. Now, and you know what I'm gonna do with that bag? I'm gonna buy blue chips with it. I'm gonna buy more cores. Definitely don't buy a token when every channel is talking about this. Is true, man. That's a top. It's funny you point that out, Red Squirrel. That's how I know. I've done it twice. I know you don't like me talking about other tokens, but that's how I knew Titan X top both times. Titan X it's had 2 local tops where I knew, and that's when I sold my bags and then bridged back over to Pulse Chain and bought more Pulse and Hex and everything else. But like, because of the FOMO and the irresponsible shilling and the shows and the people on Twitter, it was dead obvious. Everyone was talking about it. It was a top. Yeah, I mean, I do feel that way about PDI right now, man. Hey guys, not financial advice. I'm just doing the internet. The hell do I know? I have no idea. But hey, that also means that if you guys like PDI and we have like a 80% pullback, oh man, just go accumulate more of it. If that's your stick, go accumulate more of it. You're going to be hearing about PDI a lot more when you hear what's going to be announced, hopefully soon. Man, just more narrative shit built on top of stuff, man. That's all it is. If you only know what I do, right? That's always what it is, man. I mean, they're building stuff, dude. Look, it's all narratives, man. That's all it is. So remember, everything in crypto is based around narratives. Everything. It's how strong that narrative. So they might build something for this, and that strengthens the narrative. Great. That's all it does. Doesn't mean freaking RH is going to freaking use the SAC funds to peg it to $1. I mean, it's a meme, nothing more. Sure, it'll pump, but so many people are going to get wrecked. Not me, bro. I'll be selling that shit. You're right. There's gonna be a lot of people holding for that peg of $1, right? And that's the problem. Buying into the narrative. I am not holding to $1. I'm telling you guys right now. You want to know what Corey's doing with PDI? He is not holding for $1. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I will be jeeting those bags way before $1 into my core positions, taking profits in Pulse, taking profits in Hex, taking profits in Pulse X, the things that I really love that will do good over the long term of the cycle. That's how I'll be playing the game. But hey, man, send it to the moon, guys. Send it to the moon. It's not even my top meme coin position, man. Guys, one of my top meme coin position is Solid X. Solid X, man. I'm extremely bullish about that. In fact, I'll make way more money off of Solid X than I'll make off of PDI. I know that. So, take it for what you will. You know, tomato. Everyone has their own flavor, whatever, right? Do your own thing. It's not financial advice, but play the game. Yeah, Rug X, bro. Dude, it's doing good, man. I'm still here. I'm not. If there's a rug by now, I don't know, Urban Productions. This is your chance to get in while it's still in value. Just saying. Wow, grab a small bullet so you can ride the wave with Corey. And then I'll announce what I sell on the show, and we'll go back in the cores, man. We'll go back into the cores. I know Corey used to go, man, it's like, here's what I'm sick of. Like when I'm at the gym, today I went to the gym, I'm going to be in there for an hour and 20 minutes. Like, I want to listen to some content, right? Like, I want to listen to guys who are streaming. And I like listening to health stuff too. Like, I listen to a lot of health podcasts. Jay Campbell's a really good one, guys. If you want to follow somebody who is into the health and fitness and peptides, Jay Campbell is amazing. So is Hunter Williams. Hunter Williams is another one. Hunter Williams is like a peptide guru. He is freaking fantastic. But I get tired of listening to that every day, and I want to listen to some crypto stuff, at least recently, right? I couldn't find anything that was not PDI today. Like, scrolling through, I'm like, man, and I think Red Squirrel made a good point on that. I don't know, guys. Jeez. I think the bigger picture of all this will bring iron. It will. I've always said there's going to be a meme coin, and it could be PDI, that brings in the attention or retail over to Pulse Chain. There will be something that does it. And I know when SolidX, that first like massive run up, everyone was saying that was going to be the coin that's going to do it. And and the Solana bros are coming over. They didn't come over. Shit, when it went down like 90%. I don't think. But I do believe there will be something that will really catch the attention. And it might be PDI just because it already is kind of like catching a lot of attention. You see Ivan on Tech talking about it, right? And other bigger influence. I've heard B Roots is probably going to go back on the crypto banter show, which I'm all for it, man. Go on there and shield the shit out of PDI and Teddy Bear. Get people to come over to Pulse Chain to go buy these things. It's a good thing. It's good for us, man. We get them exposure in the Pulse. We get them in our ecosystem. We get them here. We just want to get them here somehow, right? And I'd rather see that than a bunch of shilling of freaking Titan X. That doesn't get them in our ecosystem. I mean, yeah, I play the game over there. Sometimes I make money, but that doesn't help Pulse Chain, in my opinion. It only helps. It helps with some economic value maybe coming over, but like it's not going to do the trick that PDI could do, or like Teddy Bear or SolidX. Like you guys know, I'm big components of meme coins. I'm big components of the utility stuff too. I love the utility stuff. I'm a real estate guy. I love shit that pays passive income, and stuff that the utility stuff's just not doing that well this cycle, but. Don't matter, man. Just hold the course. That's the most important thing. Sami is getting followed by CZ. It means it can't be. Yeah, I agree with that, man. That's super boys because he's fucking out there every day, man, screaming at the top of his lungs with his own megaphone, which all of us should be doing, right? All of us. Screaming at the top of our lungs about this stuff that we love, know, and that we're participating in, right? That's it. All right. I'm a strong believer that the movie's already been scripted and the script has already been written. And it's just up to us to play our parts and lean in. That's it. You got to have the faith and you got to put your balls on the table. And they're going to get smashed with a hammer. That's how it goes. But you just got to participate. If you participate and play into this movie that's playing out, you will be well rewarded. My financial advice. This is what I believe for me and my money and for my family, right? We are closer to the bottom than we are to the top. Remember that. We are closer to the bottom than we are to the top. So this is good stuff. Sami is getting followed by CZ. It means, yep, I agree, man. Sami is pumping his own back. Yeah, I agree with that too, Red Squirrel. In our community, they ask me all the time, why is Sami talking about PDI so much? Because he has a freaking massive bag. He's got a freaking huge bag. But man, it just gets boring. Come on, man. Give me some other content. I'm all for it. I am. I'm all for it. But man. But I'm not sure if you remember Hex first cycle, but I went around for Hex first cycle, man. I'm not an OG. I'm an OG Pulse Chain guy. Let me say that, right? Pulse Chain OG. I'm a P-Hex OG. I'm not an E-Hex OG, man. My first E-Hex is at 33 cents. Ugh, got crushed. People were sick of hearing about Hex, and Hexicans were loud. I remember Tone Bays was shutting down every comments on Hex. But Tone Bays still hates us and hates Hex and Richard Hart. I can't stand Tone Bays. I can't stand his voice. Hey, guys. This is Tone Bays. Hex is a scam. Like, that's how he sounds to me. I don't know. Never liked the guy. There's a 7x to the all-time high on SolidX from today's price. Hey, a little positivity. Hey, man, 7x would be good for me, bro. That would buy me a lot of pulse, sir. A lot of pulse. I'm all for it. Ouch. Yo, Mackie, I just ordered a megaphone and it's huge. Let's go, bro. The loudest megaphone and pulse chain, because you guys should be screaming about your favorite assets. That's right. Pulse chain ecosystem. I'll say ecosystem because some of you guys are PDI guys. I get it. Scream about it. I don't care. Run the narrative up. A small bag. Tone Bays legit seems retarded. Dude, the guy is so annoying, dude. Like, and he charges people for his information. Who pays that guy? Buy Bitcoin, bro. I know to buy freaking Bitcoin. I should have bought Bitcoin back in 2009. It's the old Chinese proverb. Best time to get involved in crypto was 20 years ago. Well, not in this case, 2009, 15 years ago. Second best time to get involved in crypto is today, but doesn't mean to come and buy Bitcoin today because I don't want a 2X. I give a shit about 2X. I'll go buy real estate if I want a 2X. I'm going to buy brand new blockchains with strong community. 95 BTC right now. Oof. Yeah, big pullback, man. A lot of liquidations happening, cascading the market downward. You know, the top's in. That's what Rand said. What the hell, man? Man, it's just a narrative, bro. Let's talk about it already. That's for me. It's a narrative. I have a bag of it because I'm writing the narrative, man. Narratives are strong. I mentioned this early in the show. Even Donald Trump putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet, making it part of the reserve, paying off all the debt with Bitcoin. That's a narrative. Does it happen? Man, that's some pretty far-fetched stuff if it really happens. I don't know. It's a narrative, but people are buying into that narrative, right? That's it's powerful. Nation states buying this stuff. All these I see like Canada is going to do it, and I saw like 3 or 4 other nation states that are going to follow the suit of the United States, right? Like, these are all narratives. I don't give a shit. And PDI's a narrative, man. Do I think RH is going to peg PDI with the SAC funds? I do not. It's me. It's just me. Full moon on December 15th. We'll see a reversal. Man, I love this. Last bull market in 2021, the cold moon started on December 29th. We went up 79% on BTC. What's today? The 10th. Today is the 10th and the 15th. Oh, shit. Today's the 10th. It's my sister's birthday. If you're watching, happy birthday to you. I'll have to give you a call later today. My sister's birthday today. Yeah, that's a man. I follow the moon cycles, man. I believe in them. Randy Hilarski talks a lot about that on his show, and it's funny, or it's very eerie almost, how they remain true and how it does that. So yeah, maybe we see we keep on dipping for another 5 days, and then we reverse out. Yeah, I could definitely see something like that, man. And then we power pump into Christmas. Every Christmas during the bull run is usually very green. So 2020, yeah, absolutely. I have a secret chart to send you, Corey. You will fall down your chair. The only secret chart that matters is pulse measured against ETH. So I got to make sure I'm not scammed. And that chart tells me I'm not. The chart says that I'm at the right place at the right time. But send it over, Oliver. Send it to my Twitter. It gets checked a lot more on my Telegram. My Telegram gets checked, but it's so messy and dirty. Like, it gets buried in all the chats. So send it over, man. I love to see it. Kaiser, what up, bro, man? How are you doing, man? The myth and man, the legend over there posting mad content on Twitter, clipping the best parts of all these streamers. I'm sure your work is cut out for you right now because everyone's talking about PDI, man. That makes it hard, dude. Yeah. You got to sit through a lot of PDI content before you get to the good stuff. Nothing wrong with PDI, guys. I got a bag. Don't hate me. I'll try to send it to you. Yeah, man. Red days are for buying. They are, bro. It's like ETH and BTC are getting smashed right now because of all the liquidations. I can't remember who pointed this out earlier, but Pulse Chain is holding up because we don't have those kind of liquidation events. I mean, we got the Fame protocol, which is cool, but it doesn't create that kind of like cascade effect in our ecosystem when someone gets liquidated. And so it's quite remarkable how well we're holding up. And if we just got 5 more days to the full moon, then great. And then maybe you go grab a dollar cost average in once or twice during these 5 days, right? Come and put a bullet in while you're waiting. And then, unless you think the top is in like everyone else, why wouldn't you? Especially if your bags aren't quite packed where you want to be, like if your goals aren't met for the amount of coins that you hold. Man, this might be the last opportunity before serious moon time. I don't know, man. We've already had a little bit of moon time. It was nice, right? Hex has been just freaking kicking ass, man. I love Hex right now, just because it's funny how your biases change when it's like the number one position in your portfolio. But man, we're still closer to the bottom than we are to the top. And every time you wait for another pullback right now, you're like, if you say, "Oh, I'll do my DCA in the next pullback." Well, if we go do a 3 or 4x, and then we have an 80% pullback, it might be 80, might be 60% pullback, you're still way up off of what you could buy where you could buy from right now. And I don't know exactly how the math works out. Maybe it's like only up a 2x or a 1.5x. But if you're trying to wait for the next dip, well, how much did we go up before that dip happened? Where you can just go and capitalize on this dip today. Yeah, of course it could dip lower, and that's why you dollar cost average, right? Like maybe you put 2 or 3 in if you think maybe the full moon's going to be the turning point. It's a good strategy, I think. You get 2 or 3 bullets put aside. You put 1 in the day. You're okay. Let's see where we're at in 2 days. 2 days comes, you put another in, and so forth until it turns around. I know, just a BTC chart. Okay, cool. Yeah, send it over, man. I'd be curious to see. Folders and pinning. Yeah, man, I do that, man. But I've used all my pins. I gotta pay. I just gotta pay for the service, man. I'm not paying for the Telegram service. I have the free version. Maybe I should pay for it, right? Red Squirrel. I'm being cheap. Yeah, it's actually much harder to find good bullish core token clips at the moment. Yeah, that's why I'm here, Corey. You always bring the fire. The candle color does not matter. Shit, no, it don't matter, bro. We are way closer to the bottom than the top, and we've had some pretty good gains this last couple months, man. My portfolio has blossomed nicely, man. It's reassured the confidence that I'm on the right path, right? The faith that it took to get where I'm at. I told the story earlier about how I got freaking completely I felt like I was just going to throw up all over the kitchen when the SEC smacked RH with the lawsuit and price was going to zero, and I committed to moving to Puerto Rico. And I was like, man, I'm going to make good on my commitment. I'm going through with this. God put me on this trajectory for a reason. I just need to have the faith. And when your portfolio starts growing, it's like, oh, man, thank goodness I did that. I didn't back out on my plans, and now I'm going to pay taxes on that shit. I came out here underwater. So that was the cool part. Like, well, at least I'm going out underwater, and I don't owe any money on my gains. Man. I have my first and only Hex stake from 2020 ending in 2 weeks. Oh, super cool. 5-year stake, man. I am unsure if I will restake. So, my opinion, not financial advice, right? I would just probably roll it monthly if you want to take profits on it this cycle. If it's not a big one and you're like, hey, I want to continue the ladder, you can use it for the ladder, right? But if you are going to continue the ladder and restake out beyond this cycle, then please take in consideration market cycle theory. Please. The fact that so many Hexicans beat the drum of a staking ladder and not taking consideration of market cycle theory was very disingenuous. I think a lot of people absolutely wrecked in this bear market. That's right. You don't go and stake on your wife's anniversary. You don't go stake on your birthday. You need to take in consideration the 4-year cycles, because think about this for a moment. You could be like, Corey, that stake comes out and I'll just restake it to the top of the bull run. Yeah, but now you've lost your T shares. You lost all those T shares in the gathering of that Hex during that period of the bear market because you wanted stuff to come out on your wife's birthday every year. Absolutely asinine. Where you can lock in those T shares now for the top of the bull of next bull and the bull after that and the bull after that, right? However long you want to make your ladder, up to 15 years. and lock in those T-shares for the bear market. Don't have that hex coming out there in the bear. What are you going to do with it? Sell it when it's down? No. It's the stupidest thing. You got so many people wrecked. I will keep on this rant, this high horse, over and over and over again. In fact, I went on the Hex birthday party show with Manny Allen, and I said this. Like, in every freaking Hexican last cycle was preaching the staking ladder theory without taking consideration of market cycles. Absolutely got people destroyed. So take that in consideration. Nothing wrong. Go create your staking ladder. And if you want to restake, it's fine. But take consideration market cycle theory, unless you want to take profits this cycle, and maybe you roll it. Maybe it's every couple months or something. Yeah, I don't got the premium, man. I got to do it. Maybe it'll make it easier to go in there and communicate. Crypto Ewok, make sure you guys are waiting for the weekend. Then the GUE is much lower in those stakes. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Like, here in Puerto Rico, at like 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah, those 5-year stakes are quite pricey when the GUE is high. Facts. Absolutely facts. You're so wrong with this. That's what you think. You're losing a lot of T-shares, my friend. Anytime you have Hex coming out in the bear market, and you have to restake that Hex, because unless you're going to sell it, you're going to sell it 95% down, 90% down, even 80% down, dude. It's just freaking disingenuous. It's stupid that people were talking like that last cycle. It's funny how we're the smartest crypto community in the world, but we don't talk about market cycle theory. And that's the most important thing in crypto. It's market cycle theory. I've accumulated 267 T-shares accumulated on eHex, and I guess I have 267 T-shares on Pulse. That's correct. If you did it before the fork. If you did it before the fork and you got the snapshot, then yes, you should have 267 T-shares on both chains. Now that's different. You're making new stakes on Ethereum. Be careful when you get in the gas fee talk. And then Pulse Chain, the T-share rates are different now. They've gone away from each other. I think it's more expensive on Pulse Chain now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but people sold the bottom because they were in pain. They were in pain, man, and the text was coming out, so they just sold. They sold. It was the wrong ideology. It's the wrong thinking. You don't have it come out in the bear. You just don't. And staking fees are much cheaper in the bear market. Yeah, that's one way you can access it, right? But I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, man, but still, you lost all your T-shares for that end stake fee. It's a theory, but it's hold true every single cycle, and until it's broken, which I don't think it ever will be, because it follows the global liquidity index. It does not follow the Bitcoin halving. Ooh. Or do both chains, compile the T-shares in just one bundle. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can stick them both chains. It's just expensive over on ETH, man. I built up more hex stakes on Pulse Chain since it's launched, just because it's like, I like eHex, but I also believe there's a risk of holding eHex too. I like eHex, I hold it, but understand the risk. Like, RH streams again, he shits all over it, then it's back to 99% down again, right? And so I hold both. I do, but just understand the risk. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you. So always work might get someone wrecked in the future. What gets them wrecked is betting against it. When you have data blaring you in the face and you make your investment thesis around data, which you should, we do this in real estate, like, it's been proven data. What gets people wrecked is betting against it, not betting for it, Briz. Sure, can it break in the future? Okay, well then, now you had your HEX come out of bear market. You're going to have HEX come out of bear market if you bet against it, for sure. That makes sense, man. It's the OG way of thinking that got everybody wrecked. I disagree. Disagree 100%, man. You've lost a lot of T-shares, my friend, by doing that. A shit ton of T-shares. And it hurts the hex price, in my opinion. Market cycles will get weaker and weaker each cycle. That's fine, but they're always there. Yeah, I believe that will eventually mellow out like the stock market, right? And the mad gains of 1,000x or 10,000x, and maybe on certain stuff it will, but like, yeah, cycle theory will lighten, but it follows the global liquidity index, which has been around since we've been off the freaking gold standard. Like global liquidity controls everything. The WTF, all those guys, the freaking what do you want to call them? With the black hoods standing in the background who control the money printers. But it's always going to be around. Yeah, but I understand that. But we're trying to do our part of education the right way, especially the new guys, man. The new guys, you got to educate them the right way. We don't want to set them up for failure. 170K ETH can break before your cycle any time. Yeah, but it's not going to. Watch. You don't bet against the data. You have to let the data change first, and then you can adjust your thesis. Not a pulse play, but Patreon. I don't know that. Yeah, Patreon shilling a bag outside of pulse shilling. Hey, I do it, man. I do it once in a while. I don't shill it. I'll talk about stuff that I buy over on ETH once in a while. Donald tweeted about it, and they'll return location. Wow, man, he's playing that game now. All right, well. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. We got 172 of you guys watching today. Come on. If you're watching on Twitter, come over and smash the likes, hit the subscribe on YouTube. Help the algorithm for us. We can keep bringing the good word to you about how we're using cryptocurrencies as a wealth creation tool and using real estate and other real world assets during the bear market as a wealth preservation tool. It's just following the cycles, man. Being a student of the cycle. And if it gets me wrecked 12 years on the road, I'm cool with it. I am cool with it because it's playing out to the T this cycle again. And if you don't want to come over and smash the likes, freaking retweet it, man. Retweet it over on Twitter. We appreciate every single one of you. I love all you guys, including you, Brizology. We don't have to agree on everything. I love Ink. I love Pulse X. Now we're friends again. Now we are friends again. So, guys, remember, if you want to 10x your portfolio in the middle of the bear market or on these 80% dips or 10% dips for Pulse Chain right now, all you got to do is bring more value to your fellow man and woman, and then you can make more money, and then you can put it in crypto and 100x your freaking life. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Thank you so much. You guys make the show. I will see you mañana. Peace.